What in your life would you ever need for me to then take food and money out of my kids' mouths and pockets to cover your black ass, nigga? What situation is that happening in? I received this and I took screenshots of the TikTok. It was a bunch of white women in there like, we not building you niggas up, not at this big age. Like, no, we want our men already built.
When you're dealing with a lady like this, she is going to feel entitled to your protection. And what that means, if someone like a Corey Holcomb... We already
know how you feel about protecting black women.
I mean, it just comes at a cost.
Puh. They regularly, it frustrates me. I've said this so much. Like, you'll be listening to the Joe Budden podcast and you'll have context that they don't have. And it's like, I want to fast forward past this because none of y'all know what y'all were talking about.
The stupidest thing.
I don't know why Mel got the whole like equating masculinity with homosexuality thing from that, because what I got from what Anthony Mackie was, these is bitch made now. They bitches. They out here. They think they like what I said. They think they the prize.
Rupert Murdoch's son James pulled out 13 million, and guess who else pulled out 27 million?
Who?
Elon's brother.
Nah, that's crazy.
Elon's brother Kimbo is like, you are an idiot. I'm out. They said they talked about me and they said they wish I was there. So that's you know.
And the only reason he's not there is because he hates you guys, he hates me, and he hates New York.
I don't hate those guys or you or New York.
You do hate New York.
Well, okay, you're right. But this is the best one.
My own kids. Yo, and then he says, the black community.
No, in the spirit of March Madness, we're going to bring you today the BBL bracket.
This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
Your whole life is revolved around talking about other people's lives.
What the fuck do you think your ass is doing on that podcast
Rocky.
now?
I never thought I'd have this day because I've always looked at myself as someone who like wanted to stay youthful. That's why I even got tatted on me like live fast, die young, because I wanted to always
get that covered up.
Keep that youth a part of me. You a hater. I always wanted to keep that youth a part of me. But like after this weekend, like I officially feel like the old, because I don't understand what the hell is going on anymore.
You didn't feel that way when you had back problems multiple times this year already?
No, because that happens. I used to be an athlete, so that doesn't faze me like it does other people. What phases me is when I'm listening to some music and I don't know what the fuck is going. Like it was the first time I felt like when my dad would say when he listened to rap music, like I don't understand what the fuck they're saying. This was like the first time.
I thought we were gonna try to not curse in the first 5 minutes.
I could. Hey, I can edit it.
Okay.
But that was the first I didn't realize what in the world this man was saying. And this guy is not far from age from me.
No.
So that's where it's even crazier.
Playboy Cardi is probably the same age as you.
So that's why it makes me think of just like putting a whole bunch of other stuff in context. Like when you talk about just like 2 Chainz and Future when they was on, they come up and stuff like that. Like being the dude who's 30 years old but appeals to like the 18-year-olds. That's just such an awkward place to be now at 30 thinking about it.
Definitely.
Like we was really jamming to Future he was like almost 32. We bumping that shit like,
and it's still the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that it's going to change. I just think that's a wild concept. And then when I just hear this and it's not even feel like music anymore. It really just felt like some of these songs just felt like he was just playing with how the word and the audio and stuff sound. Like he was just playing with the board.
So what about it did you not understand? Was it the production or was it the lyrics?
I don't see what he's trying to tell me.
Okay.
Like saying the same thing 7 times. I'm not getting the subtext.
You know I don't like repetition in music that much. So that's
what he gives you though.
That would not. I've never been a Cardi fan though.
I've never been fascinated in what he represented at all. But
I feel like Cardi fans are white boys and black guys who wear big ass jeans.
But see, I remember when he was coming up and folks not being too like keen to him. Like I remember him being a smaller artist and like he kind of just built that cult following.
He definitely did.
Over time. Because I remember people like, nobody's talking about Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, and the people who, his fans go hard for him too. Like online, in person, like very crazy.
And then for them to like, he did like 800K, I think they said, right? First week. Mm-hmm. Like just to see where that grind came from for just being almost.
I thought it was more than that.
It's kind of like he was like an afterthought in Atlanta. Unless you really was into the scene.
Do you think that he fits into kind of the popular Atlanta dude prototype though?
Oh, like, for sure. Aesthetically. I think that's why it's a seamless transition. Because he does have the aesthetics. He does, dabble into like the gang shit a little bit. Not too aggressive, but it's noticeable. He's got like a Red album and all that other shit. So I mean, it's fairly believable that it would transition into this, but it's just when you actually go to the sound of it.
I feel like Cardi's always leaned into kind of like a slightly, I don't know him too much, so correct me if I'm wrong, but he's always leaned into a slightly like alternative aesthetic. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that's why he was kind of like an afterthought when it came to like Atlanta rappers.
But see, even with the kids now, like there's like dudes like Anti the Menace and all these other guys who are younger and they have a unique sound to them too, but I can get with that. So that's why it's weird. The dude that's my age and everybody's bumping just sounds so foreign. Like the whole concept of his music just sounds so foreign to me. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just not everything's for everybody.
Oh, for sure. But it's just weird how like the actual young guys that are making music, I can get with a lot of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And that's why I never felt like I was getting old. Because I would hear that and I was like, okay, I can get with this. I see the maturation, but with him, it's like it feels so jaw dropping a little bit.
He's trying too hard to be different.
Yeah, I mean, but he was always doing that.
He was always.
That was his only thing that made him stick out.
He really reminds me of that Drewski skit.
That's what it came from.
He was based off of him. I thought it was based off of somebody else.
No, he was making fun of Playboy Cardi.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, there you go.
But I think that's another thing that kind of built to his cult following too, was the fact he was like memeable. Like he was like a memeable person.
Playboy Cardi has always given me like sassy vampire man.
Yeah, that's
like
memeable.
That's what. Yeah, you can sassy meme that. Vampire man.
Like a gay Blade.
Yeah, but if Blade was like autistic a little
like
bit.
A bottom Blade. Bottom Blade is sick.
No.
I think that could rock though.
Forth at each other.
That was a little bit of it. That was a little bit part of it, yo. But you're now listening to Talk FNF TV. I am your host, Absurd Rhetoric. I'm with my lovely and amazing and gorgeous co-host, Miss Farrah.
Hi, guys.
We're back to bring y'all another installment of our wonderful show, greatest podcast alive. But we got to get into a lot of stuff that's been going on, man, because the radio station has been a mess.
Okay.
Man. And it's funny because we just were talking about Jess Hilarious a week ago. And the video did really good for us. Mm-hmm.
Every time I yell at black men, it does great.
Oh, for sure. It's part of our bread and butter.
Yep.
But we got to get into what occurred here. So this was a crazy scene. Like this is probably like the first time we've had primetime radio in the sense of like this was must-see event that went on this morning. But it started from some beef. So first we got to get into there. One of our favorites, Mr. Corey Holcomb, woke it up. And the messed up part about this is he's just recycling material that's already been said by the likes of academics. We've even discussed it. Like it's nothing new, but he just says it in such a way that can just really grind your gears. So.
And everything now I heard about her up at the Breakfast Club.
She done got it.
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club. She took that job. She got that job because I think she had a social media presence. I can't imagine why else.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
She got that job. And I always said she wasn't talented.
Been saying that for a while.
She got the job and got knocked up shortly afterwards. And the worst thing in the world happened. They brought in somebody who was talented.
Who they bring in?
Homegirl from she used to be on TMZ.
Yeah, she has experience with doing that. When she talks, her voice. I don't know her name.
Yeah,
the girl who.
That's how you know he dare to hate.
Lauren.
I don't even follow her career.
What she doing. She knows how to fit in with Charlamagne.
You can just tell right now she's just a tool to attack
DJ
Jess Hilarious.
It's like it's seamless when she there.
right.
It's the talent. The talent shows out. And then Jess Hilarious ain't even reading right. And now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment on The Breakfast Club. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Right. Not because she tried to, it's just you saw somebody who's talented. And then you see, read that, Jess Hilarious.
And she stood in for her when she took off maternity leave.
All right, so you see, again, Corey and Jess Hilarious have had a long history of going back and forth at each other. They despise each other, for lack of a better term. And I think this is what kind of got to her, because everybody's been saying this. There's been plenty of people who've been discussing this beef. Like I said, I feel like we woke it up before a lot of y'all.
Before she even got on that show, we woke it up.
No, I'm talking about we woke it up between her and Lauren too. Before a lot of people was waking it up between them. We had that discussion because remember you said you like Lauren and I said I like Jess. This was like when the election was going on. We was talking about this. So
because she seemed like an actual journalist.
Obviously, this hit a chord with Miss Jess Hilarious. I'm going to call you Jess, not less. And she then goes to IG and says this.
Shorty is like that. Yeah. That's why I picked her to fill in for me for maternity leave.
This one says she does look nice.
Every day. I don't have no reason to fucking hate on that girl. I don't. No, I didn't like her when I came back because I'm like, all right, what's going on? What's going on? She knew it. We had a conversation. Because the anger was misplaced. Nah, it ain't even you that I don't like. I'm realizing this is the way these niggas is doing shit up here that I don't like. Okay. Got it. Now, it's her segment. I went to the person who does the intros, the sounds. I went to Taylor. Yo, Taylor, make Lauren her intro. Take Jess with the mess, all that shit. She says, things can't just change like that. Why the fuck not? Why not? Y'all changing everything else, and I'm the only one that don't know. My goofy ass don't know nothing. I'm just coming to work every day, just zippity-doo-dah-day. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, take my name out that shit. Jess with the Mess is not at Breakfast Club. I'm Jess Hilarious up here. Fuck, I'm Jessica Moore up here. Jess with the Mess is not being done. Lauren Lorosa is doing the shit. So that need to be her segment. I fought for that segment. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? While her fans and her people and the Breakfast Club people and the people in the comments, man, I'm not ready to sit up here and act like I don't see that shit. Are y'all crazy? One thing I ain't never tried to do is act unbothered unless shit never bothered me. Man, what? You try coming back to work. You try to come back to work. And the motherfucker is right there at your desk. And ain't nobody telling you shit, mind you. Nobody telling you nothing, mind you.
So she goes on to kind of just explain like her she was disheartened with the fact that she didn't feel like she was getting a lot of support, and that there were some other things we'll add on to in just a moment. I want to make sure we kind of give a general view of the story. So then tensions erupt on the Breakfast Club. Everybody was waiting for this. We were anticipating, was she going to return? Was she going to be on the show? How were they going to handle this?
What part? What you mean we don't have your back?
I have more.
Break that down. Explain how we don't have your back.
Okay, all right. So the narrative, like I said, with the online ish, that's what I said. Y'all ain't nobody trying to clear up no narrative about nothing. Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren. Nah, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I picked her to fill in for me, right? I come back She ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter.
See, that's a good joke.
Jess with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like,
Because
all right,
we
cool.
realized you was a little.
But who said that though? Because the internet said
What
that?
are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yeah, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's gonna be a fourth voice, why she only gotta be a fourth voice
correct me if
on
I'm
my
wrong.
segment?
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interview
She was going to be the
questions.
senior news producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought
Yeah,
you
you
was. I
lying.
thought
She on air. She was on air.
They told her don't step in this room.
yes, but I thought you was using her on purpose.
What? You thought I was using Lauren?
So that kind of gets to a point where Jess ends up in tears. She ends up starting crying.
About what?
Just about the emotions of everything getting to her.
Yeah.
Like, so everything kind of just was getting a lot, and she ends up crying on the show. So that's when Lauren comes on the show, and they kind of have her sit down and talk.
In real time, that be quiet. That was crazy. Is crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because what we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
Okay,
right?
But
I didn't.
None of that was said.
I
You didn't say anything about that.
And then when I pulled you into the office with our EP with Eddie, the first thing I said to you was, Jess, we fighting for airtime and it shouldn't be like that. I want to know what can I do better as a producer? What can we do better as the two women sitting right here next to each other to make sure that don't happen, because it doesn't look good. It's not going to play well for either one of us.
I literally swear to God, I don't even remember you saying that.
And that's exactly why I had Eddie in the room, or EP,
I don't
to have
understand.
the
I never
conversation.
ever heard that.
Because
you've pulled me to the side a few times to ask me, are you okay? How do you feel like about the stories and things like that? You've never said what you just said to me. Now listen. I have said, hush, shut up. Like, yo, you overtalk. And like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like, I'm not doing that. If I already got the job, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not. It's four voices. Three of us are very opinionated. You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlamagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is if somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown-ass woman.
And I understand. You could have said that on air right then and there. Or right after when you saying you pulled me in the office. You never pulled me nowhere to tell me that.
Because the way that I do things when it comes to my job and my career, that's not what we on. And I told you from the jump, I was never going to give that to you. Ever.
Okay.
And I did or not. Our first conversation, I said, if I ever have an issue with you, I'm going to handle it in the way where we can get through a conversation, because we grown. And regardless, you don't got to love me. You don't got to like me, but we here together. I'm here.
And listen, like I said earlier, the internet loves mess.
Yes, you are
and,
here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit women against each other.
And you're here because of an opportunity that I extended.
So I think that's a good part to stand on, because Charlamagne is so full of it right there. Mm-hmm. So I want to just touch on this because there's a lot of different angles to kind of address with this, because you can kind of see where she felt like she was blindsided, but there might be good reason why they may have, I wouldn't say good reason, I would say legitimate reason why that happened. But I want to say something what Charlamagne said. Charlamagne talking about putting two women together. So if you go back and listen to the IG of Jess Hilarious, when she's talking, she made a point to say, she told Charlamagne about the incident of the shut up and hush, and she was saying she'll cool out on it. Charlamagne tells her, and this is what she says, Charlamagne tells her, no, keep doing that, because that's going to build the story. Mm-hmm. So this already shows me that, I'm not saying this is staged like they did last time with her arrival when we got played, but I do think this is heavily involved Charlamagne manipulating these women and allowing this to play out, because he knew this would eventually reach to this kind of peak.
He wanted to make it more salacious on purpose. Because
if you listen to the when they had the conversation, Envy and her are both gaslighting her. They're not understanding when you're dealing with a lady like this, and I'm not trying to get into my bag or whatever, but
that's exactly what you're going to do.
Yes, ma'am. So because when you're dealing with a lady like this, she is going to feel entitled to your protection. And what that means, if someone like a Corey Holcomb, we already
know how you feel about protecting black women.
I mean, it just comes at a cost.
Puh.
I'm just saying, it just
black
comes,
bitch.
It comes at an exchange.
That's you.
But that's fucked up. But but no, it's going to come at. She's going to feel like if you don't address Corey, if you don't address DJ Academics, you are on their side. That is exactly how she's going to put that. So that's what made her really get emotional about it, because they're saying, oh, you worried about all these outside noises, all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, y'all supposed to be my niggas. When I'm around guys, they protect me in that manner. They don't let other men talk trash about me like that, even if we're in the same industry. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, y'all are acting really doofy when y'all don't know who this girl is. Y'all been working with her for quite some time before she even was official on the show. Y'all wanted her on here. Y'all know who y'all dealing with. So that's the shit that was getting me really annoyed listening to Charlamagne and all them, because, well, it wasn't really Charlamagne. It's basically Envy, because Envy know what Charlamagne doing, but he trying to play into making Jess feel like she crazy because she's reacting to probably the most attention she's ever gotten in her career.
There's a reason Angela left.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and I feel like Jess is kind of experiencing that in like the beginning of her relationship with the Breakfast Club. And I think that's what's happening right now. I wanted to ask you, in a professional setting like this, though, do you think that like your coworkers, you're entitled to your coworkers' protection? Because it's a professional setting. This is a different type of professional setting.
Yeah, but the protection is in a different way, because it's like if a story comes out and not talking about it in a bad way, like that's a level of protection. Do I feel like there may have been a required statement from Envy or Charlamagne? No, because they don't have the history of that. Even with when Angela was on there and Charlamagne did the interview with Gucci Mane.
And he pressed her right there. They just sat there.
Well, I'm talking about the second interview when after the pressing. After when he came up to the show, it was secondary, him and them did together, and he talked trash about Angela.
He didn't come to the second one, right?
It was just Charlamagne.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, they showed that already, where Charlamagne is not going to go out of his way, especially with people who he feels like there's a valuable interview or moment to be made.
No, they're definitely there for the moment, and they've been on air and that's successful for that long because of the fact that dramatic shit happens at the Breakfast Club all the time, more than like your regular radio show.
And I think Charlamagne has to play a big part into this, because not only did you advocate for Jess in a real way, you knew what was going to go on when Lauren Lorosa got on there, started kicking butt, and y'all don't give her any kind of plan, any kind of understanding of what's moving forward. She's in the dark for the most part.
And then, as if I was Jess, not even like I picked her, it's fine. It's okay if it's not even okay if she's still there. If I show back up, right, and my replacement, quote unquote, is there but in a producer role, I'm gonna feel intimidated. I'm gonna be like, what's going on here? If nobody talks to me about anything, now she's in position of kind of like power, right, in this situation, and I know that she wants my spot.
I mean, she auditioned as well.
Yeah.
So you for 100% no. 100%.
So now you have somebody behind the glass that wants to take my seat and has already done better than me in my seat. It's an emotional situation. I'm not surprised that she got emotional and started crying during the show. Plus postpartum, all that plays into it.
You know, that's why I want to kind of get into playing into Jess's kind of psyche into this a little bit, because you do have, like you said, the postpartum that she could definitely be going through. We definitely don't want to take away from that, but we also got to go into some of the stuff that she said in that IG again. She said she had that child on purpose.
Did she say that?
Yeah. She said she had, not when I say on purpose, I'm not saying she said it like to spite the company, but she knew that she was planning on having a child around the same time she signed that contract.
Okay.
So she had that idea. Now, again, this is my theory, my speculation, but if she didn't tell iHeart that, or they weren't aware that pre-signing her, I can see a world where now we're not involving you in stuff anymore, because you blindsided us. We're going to blindside you when you come back.
That is technically illegal and very much discrimination, though. You can't not hire somebody who is the best candidate for the job just because they're gonna get pregnant soon, or if they're gonna be on maternity leave.
Oh no, nobody's saying that. This is what it's not about anything with her in the beginning of it. It's just retaliatory behavior, which could happen.
Yeah,
and again, that's also legal, but it's harder to prove in this manner because one, you haven't been there long enough to establish a regular proceeding. So because she was in and out, you can't really say like, oh, well, this is how we were doing, when it's like you weren't even here 6 months, a consistent 6 months for us to establish a routine.
Yeah.
So you can't say that us keeping you out the loop is out of the routine because you haven't seen how things have progressed.
You've never had a routine here.
Again. So I think that's a large part that she kind of has to play into herself because she did kind of push herself into a bad position. She even said she selected Lauren to replace her.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my mind, this is what she's thinking. Me and her are completely different. So regardless, when I come back, I'm automatically going to bring something that she just can't even create because I have humor in my creativity.
Yeah. They're going to be missing something with her in my chair and when I'm gone.
And what happened was when she got back, they put her in Laura's realm, making her do things more so that she's not really comfortable with. And then it turns out looking embarrassing for her, even though there's a world where there's money in it. There's a market for that because people want to make fun of her. People want to engage with the content. And now, as she stated up there on there, she's like, my reputation is being looked at a certain kind of way.
That she can't read.
Yeah, that can hurt you. That can stop you from getting some roles, man.
Like you
gotta read scripts.
I'll say this again though. On that show she did with Lil Rel, somehow she was the best actress. She not the best actress, but her performance was better than Rel's, and he's an actor. So I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna give her that flower every time.
But I just see that again. It kind of came through where it did end up looking like how she said this was high school, but they had to have this conversation on the air.
Yeah, no, it was really good content for them to have that conversation on air.
Yeah, and I think the way that it ended too, like it was kind of. You kind of see where it's like they have an understanding now. What I see it looks like now is they feel like we found roles. Jess, you the little sister that's going to do and say crazy stuff, and we all going to kind of check you in a particular kind of way and still try to, big you up and help you through your growth. But Lauren is the big sister. Envy the funny, the uncle, and that's his, Charlamagne, his brother is the grandpa. Crazy uncle. Or the grandpa who's saying crazy shit.
Grandpa with dementia that be drinking too much.
So then you have that kind of, now you have that little dynamic between all of them. And now you can kind of hope that maybe they don't step on each other's toes a little bit more. And they can kind of, because I think in the long run, I don't think they want to get rid of Jess, especially how this day was. I can imagine they feel like, if we can keep some type of tension or storyline going, we can make these regular occurrences where we have like little moments where they just powwow about what's, what the tension is, because it's a good model for other podcasts. Other podcasts have been doing that.
Yeah.
So was there anything else we need to touch on?
No, that was it.
All right. Well, since we talking about podcasts that live off of drama, let's go to the Joe Budden realm a little bit. So one thing about Joe is I don't understand is the requirement he has for these, his hosts to not be informed at all. It's almost like that's part of the gig. It's like, don't watch anything we're going to talk about.
They just show up.
Just show up and just vibe out. Like that's exactly what the business model is. And it's quite embarrassing. So I want to play this because they didn't really get to have this conversation on the podcast. And it was largely because Joe was just yelling and, doing his little misogyny thing. So they were talking about the Anthony Mackie situation. And Anthony Mackie had recently, went on the pivot and said some things that I guess riled some people up or whatever about masculinity. And it ended up being a heated discussion on their podcast. And Melyssa went to Spaces to kind of have this conversation. And I think she did something that was like really naive. And it goes back to that bell hookian conversation we was having last time, where you kind of jump to criticism of things and you don't get the full encompassing statements that were made. And so then you start to pull things out that logically you maybe can assess that, But if you don't get the full context, it's gonna make you look stupid, and this made Melyssa look very stupid. So I'm gonna play this.
People are gonna jump to the stage, but I'm not gonna say that this was Anthony Mackie's intention, but the way that he describes, the erasure of the American male is dead. Those were his words, and the erasure of black cisgendered men. There's a way that you can read it where he could be interpreted as saying that homosexuality and masculinity cannot exist in the same person. And that is unequivocally not true.
Right.
Not true. I have several homosexual male friends that are extremely quote unquote manly and have very strong protective instincts. And I have seen these instincts exhibited in certain times where they have protected me and they have shielded me and they have cared for me over the course of my entire lifetime. So the two, in terms of the conversation about masculinity, I think that men, or people just overall, but specifically men, because this is their territory where they get to define what masculinity actually means. And I think that you find a different group of men, you're going to have wildly differing ideas as to what masculinity actually means. I don't think that there's room for homosexuality and masculinity to exist within the same person. And that is, to me, wildly kind of like irresponsible and to be honest, a dangerous idea.
To conflate those two.
Yeah.
Those two. But
they're separate concepts. They can coexist together.
But I do have a question for you before we start taking hands. And Rashad, Seth, Paris, we're going to have you go in that order. But I do have a question for you, Mel. Do you agree or disagree that Black men are often now being epitomized in media with an effeminate trait? Do you see that?
Let me tell you what is the most ironic thing about Anthony Mackie being the one to say this. And God bless him. I am a fan. I like him. I have nothing but respect for him. He is an incredible actor. He seems to be a really great person. We've met a couple of times. Really nice guy. But the irony of him being the one to say this and him also doing... I don't know if anybody's seen that episode of Black Mirror. It was called Striking Vipers. And it was, first of all, it's one of my favorite episodes because of like the fundamental ideas that it makes you kind of think about. Like where does homosexuality exist in a person? Like, is it in the brain? Is it in your brain? Are you born like that? Or can you be made homosexual? And, it's just, it begs to ask all of these questions. But if we're going to talk about the concept of the erasure of the cisgendered Black man through imagery on social media and TV by way of positioning men to be or questioning their homosexuality, and then him taking a role like that, I just find that to be wildly ironic. I also stand on the side of, as an actor, you are playing a role. And that is your role.
That's enough.
Yeah, for the most part.
I don't know why Mel got the whole like equating masculinity with homosexuality thing from that, because what I got from what Anthony Mackie was, these niggas is bitch made now. They bitches. They out here. They think they like what I said. They think they the prize. These niggas wanna be wined and dined. These niggas are the new women, and that has nothing to do with homosexuality. They not gay. They like women and they want to be women.
See, this is problematic. You know why? Because I watched that interview. That man is a theater kid pretending to be what he sees a man be on TV. Like the whole interview, that's exactly what it feels like.
No, but the thing is, what is Anthony Mackie's definition of the American man?
See, this is what I got. When
he said that he's teaching his son to like go around, lock the windows, lock the doors, this and that. Like, it seems like it's just like a protecting and provider role.
See, what I got from this is when he was talking about this during the interview, right? He talked about when he felt like the sky was the limit from him. is when he had the white teachers that would help him figure out that white people aren't racist, or all white people aren't racist or hate you. And so to me, when that's something that's required from you to make you feel like, oh, okay, white people aren't racist because they don't hate me or don't want to actively see me lose, it kind of takes away from like the real understanding of what systematically it is, and what it does. And so it felt like when he walked into this interview, somebody gave him the role of like, you're like the dude 2 years after the post-racial society, and like you're just the mascot for the future. So like, here's your script and go right in. So I think would have been a better and maybe a more detailed breakdown of what he was saying is like, he's trying to appeal to the right a little bit more.
Do you think this is because he's the new Captain America
No,
now?
I think this is I think this interview largely, especially if it happened after the movie and all his press for it, this was largely an attempt to him to virtue signal to that group of people, that kind of like right MAGA, kind of group of people. And the reason why I say that is because during his press run, he had an instance where he talked about Captain America, and he talked about what that character meant. And he said Captain America was an American. So a white person can say that, and people can understand the nuance of what he's saying about you aren't a tool for the American government. You are the spirit of what America stands for. Mm-hmm. But when white people hear a black man say that, they try to say like, oh, you're trying to steal Captain America from being American. So what I got from this, and just to talk about masculinity and all this other stuff, it was a very PC but a very shrewd attempt to appeal to that kind of right demographic, to that kind of all-American demographic.
I completely agree with you, because my eyebrow raised a little bit when he said American man. Mm-hmm. I was like, what do you mean, Anthony Mackie? Because why are you specifically stressing American?
Yeah, because I think that's when you have that, again, that's why I said that bell hooks joke. When you have that bell hookian mindset, you want to look at what the black man is saying as an attempt to oppress others, when that's not what this was. This was an attempt to assimilate. Like, this was an attempt for more white people to feel more comfortable with him.
Assimilation, though, if you're trying to assimilate into the group that oppresses others, is that not one and the same? Does it not at some point equate? It connects at some point.
There's a connection. I'm not saying that's not a connection, but to say that he's being homophobic when really he's just trying to connect with the base who may be homophobic.
She did
that's
not. Different.
She
should have thought about it a little bit more, like critically, and she wasn't right with like the group that he's trying to oppress. You were too specific, because he's not directly trying to oppress anybody. He's trying to be a part of the group that oppresses everybody.
And Melyssa asked, and Melyssa asked, just so unprepared, again, she got read for filth. So it was a girl named Paris who came on there, and she read Melyssa for the filth that like she exposed all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. He never, ever, ever said anything negative, rude, or out of bounds towards the LGBTQIA plus community. He actually did make the statement that he has a gay brother, and when he walked into that role, he realized the way that he was raised to have a problem with gay people. But when he tapped into the role on Black Mirror, it made him realize another realm of who he was, and the fact that how he was raised, it was always the problem, not about male masculinity. So those two things are not synonymous. His ideas in regards to how he was raised to deal with gay people, and how he had to acknowledge his brother's existence, and also how he had to acknowledge the culture of where he came from, was one thing. But him saying how he's raising his sons actually has nothing to do with eliminating or monopolizing gay men at all, or saying that they're not gay. He's simply saying that Black men are distracted by a lot of things in regards to what their purpose is, and one of those things is in caring for and the protection of women. Because once you remove money and celebrity, you still have to operate as a Black male that needs to be respected outside of the bullshit. That's simply what he was saying. Like, he spoke about his celebrity. He said once the money is gone, hey, it don't matter. Somebody breaking his house, it don't matter you got money. Like, if, somebody walk down the street and they see you, it don't matter that you Anthony Mackie's son. You still have to be a Black man first. And
See, I told you she went at her head, didn't you? She went at her head.
Yeah. And I'm glad somebody was in there to be like, no, you're wrong, and this is why, and this is why, and this is why. Because they regularly, it frustrates me. I've said this so much. Like, you'll be listening to the Joe Budden podcast and you'll have context that they don't have. And it's like, I want to fast forward past this because none of y'all know what y'all were talking about.
The stupidest thing. The one part that always sticks into my head when I think about how unprepared they are is when they were talking about Terrence Howard when he was sitting down next to Joe Rogan. And in that statement, Mel asked a question about his patents when they were all talking about the interview. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, oh, I don't know how he lost his patents. And then Ish go, well, it's the spanky. And literally in the first 15 minutes of the interview, he says why he doesn't have the patents. And it was because his managers and attorneys told him it wasn't a good investment anymore to like stop doing it.
Isn't that what they have production for? Like they have Save On by remote. Is what
them
what
niggas
Save
not
On
doing.
Be doing
Save
by
On
remote?
is writing the dang show descriptions.
Okay.
Oh, he's probably not even writing. He's probably, subletting that out to other people.
I don't know. Y'all need a producer that like looks things up. Like, be better.
There should be no reason why when they come in, before they come in, they should receive an email with show points with notes. And I would even argue cited notes at this point where you're at, where people can know where things are coming from.
That's getting too much into actual journalism now.
No, I'm just saying, just so people can have a good understanding of what we're going to be talking about today and where is this stuff coming from, and allow them on the way to getting there, because they started like 11. So if you send it to them 7 a.m, give them trying to wake up on their way there, if they driving or something like that, they can get it read, or you have apps that can read the stuff to you. So now you have a good idea what y'all talking about instead of going on and writing on a whiteboard. Like that's not gonna cut it, and it just makes y'all look like goofballs.
You can tell that they just be trying to talk about stuff off the cuff too, because they be like, all right, what's next? What are we talking about? What's interesting? What's going on?
Yeah, because they even tried to bring Mark into the conversation when they tried to rehash conversations and stuff like that, and they were just so desperate to try to get Mark to agree with them, of them trying to say like, oh, they were trying to remove the father out of the home, and what like a lot of these like black men have this conspiracy theory of where they feel like the white man had to take them out to destroy all this other thing. It was like, no, they was just exploiting niggas. That's just all they was doing. It's just exploiting niggas. That's all they was doing. I'm trying to tell you, that's all what they was trying to do was exploit niggas. Y'all, we was not special. The black man was not special. They not sitting here looking like, oh, we got to make sure that nigga ain't doing nothing. We got to make sure he ain't above the rest of us. No, they sitting there thinking, hey, this easy group of people over here who's a little bit smaller than us in numbers, we can oppress them. So let's do it. And that's going to take fathers out of home. It's going to put mothers on drugs. It's going to do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
So you think that all of the what's the word I'm looking for? The consequences, like the things that happened after, were not the direct goal? You think they was just like, let's just
I don't think that they were sitting there saying we need to destroy the black family. Just like Mark said the same thing. They were not sitting there to destroy the black family. They were saying we need we need
more bodies in the prisons.
No, well, that becomes that. For capitalism to thrive, you need an exploited class of people. So you need people to not get the value of their labor at a very good discrepancy, so that there are other people on top of them can live a decent life and not have to worry about nothing. So what they've done historically has done that to black and poor people.
Yeah.
Whereas we're put laws in there. We're going to do the
prison industrial system, the school to prison pipeline. There's lots.
They even try to argue this one thing, because they keep getting this shit from Kevin Samuels, and y'all don't do any research after y'all hear somebody say something. When Kevin Samuels talks about the welfare in the home, welfare of women being, not having a man in the home and things of that nature. For one thing, that was only some states that had that. That was not a nationwide legislation that told women they couldn't have men in the home if they were getting welfare. Also, you know how that came about? You know what the story where that came about?
How?
Came about from a woman who had 4 kids that was receiving assistance, and she would sleep with this man on the weekends. And what they said, this is patriarchy, not what they're saying about the woman. What they're saying about the patriarchy, that if a man can sleep with you, then he is a substitute father.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
You got a man in the house. What is he doing? That's what the government said.
But that's what I'm saying. He wasn't even in the house. When this went to court and they denied her benefits, he wasn't in the house. He was fucking her on the weekends.
That's
crazy.
All
All he was doing.
You can't even get a little side dick as a single mom,
and that's what they were saying.
Still get some
and
welfare.
that's where that came from. So if you go in and look at the history of this,
that's sad.
And I wasn't able to confirm the people racist, but I'm pretty sure they was white people. So I'm just saying, like, it was not a plan to keep black men out of a home. It was a plan to create a disenfranchised group of people so that we can exploit them. And then the people who else were exploiting don't really feel as bad because at least they can tell themselves, I ain't a nigga.
You ate that.
That's what I do, baby. So what happens when you read? You should try that. All right, so first we got to shout out Danny from the Stop. He just dropped a new podcast that I helped coin the name for. I'll stop this podcast later. So shout out to me for that. But
how much you getting paid?
Well, we'll discuss that in the back channels.
I'll be in your DMs, Daniel.
So he had Rocky, Thunder, Shampoo.
She looked good, by the way.
She looked great, but she always looks
good.
I can't say that.
Don't emphasize.
I can't say that.
I can say she looks good. Don't then you can agree, but then don't level it up.
I just feel
she did look great.
One thing I just want to say about Rocky, and this is with all due respect to.
Don't say anything with all due respect before I smack you upside your head right now. I know she fine. You don't gotta say it out your mouth.
What I'm just gonna say is, can I just say this, please? I'll beep it out if you don't like it.
Do you hate me?
I'll beep it out if you don't like it. All I'm going to say is she has aged like fine wine, and that's all. Whereas, like, I looked
that's fine.
Yeah, I looked at her when she was younger, and I look at her now. I was like, wow, she looks a lot like a lot of women can't say 20 years they look better than they did 20 years ago, and she looked good 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, she looks good.
So, and then, like I said, Shampoo, that's my guy. He was up there doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Evan, and that's a really good comedian, up and coming comedian out of New York. He be on the Spaces with us. Another one of my guys. But
I don't know who Shampoo or Evan was, but when I saw the picture of Rocky and Danny sitting there and I saw my husband not in there, I was like, who these niggas?
So hold on.
Why are they in his seat?
I want y'all to hear the text thread. Okay, so how this went, because I sent her a screenshot of them all sitting together, and I'm just making a joke like I'm jelly. And then she goes crazy. Let's move to New York.
Period. Immediately. I'll pack my shit.
Hold your horses. That's what I say. Then she goes, who's even that man in your spot?
Who is even that man?
I go, that's Evan. He's dope. She goes, don't defend him. I say, big supporter of our show. I'm trying to do a thing.
Like, I'm trying to big you up and be like, oh, you are the guy. And then you're like, oh, but this guy's great. Okay. Evan, we love you. I appreciate your support 100%. I also wish I knew like the faces of the people from Spaces that support us. Mm-hmm. So I don't they don't accidentally get strays. But I don't know y'all faces or names, unfortunately, other than Danny and Dub and Rocky. So
I want to play this part of it, just a little bit of there, because they was talking about Melyssa Ford in there, and Rocky, she can give it up about Melyssa Ford. So
they do not like each other.
And she definitely does probably.
I just shed a little light because there was a lot of writing going on up there, and big time names.
Was she talking about you?
Well, here's the thing. We had met each other in passing. Like, I wouldn't say we were friends or anything like that. We have friends in common, and I don't think we was cool, but I didn't really gel with her. I felt like she was kind of like fake. Yeah. Like she was putting on a persona, and I don't like that.
She tried to up one on you, like.
Yeah, she had this Ty Diddy situation. Then every time she had a cup to her mouth, like there was no cool, no. It was just like ew. So I'm like, I really didn't. She kind of irked me a little bit, but. I don't have to like everyone. I don't dislike you. I don't hate you.
Yeah,
you're
a dumb bitch, but I don't have to like you.
Like, girl, that was shady as fuck.
Absolutely, it was off. And then I had already heard some things about her, so I was like, okay,
the
this
bitch don't have no class and she's an alcoholic, but no shade.
You don't have to like her though.
It kind of irks me a little bit. But here's the thing: I would have never made that public knowledge had she not brought my name up on Joe Budden's podcast. She knows that she and I don't gel very well, and she knows for sure that me and Joe don't f with each other 90% of the time. So it's just like, why would you bring me up? There's so many other things.
When did Mel bring her up?
I think I had a little back and forth with Black China over her purchased doctorate's degree. And
you can buy that? True?
Yeah.
You can't slander nobody. Is that true?
Yeah, we need to call Dr. Lamont Hill and see how he got his. Let's see. No.
Let's call him
shit.
Yo, Rocky was in her bag. I don't know what lithium battery Danny found.
Bro, Rocky is the level of hateration is to be adored.
But it's not even just a level of hate. It's just a keen observation and just like a hint of just elegant shade. Like throughout the whole point. Like that's exactly what Rocky does.
It's aggressive shade.
It's elegant though. Because she's not just saying you a stupid dumb bitch. She's saying you a drunk alcoholic in the most like PC way you can say when she puts a cup to her mouth. She
said she had a cup to her mouth the whole time. Girl, what? What?
Oh,
now
no.
I think Melyssa's an alcoholic.
I mean, Danny has made allegations to that on his platform. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, she's talked about having alcohol problems too.
Okay.
So I mean, there's nothing to say. But I just think that it got a lot of reception when they dropped this the link the other day. Well, not the link, but the clip on Twitter. There was a lot of people who was hating, but you couldn't really hate too much because it was just everything just looked great. Like everybody on there looked good. Everybody looked like they was ready to do, have a good time. I mean, I think I would have dominated up there. But they said they talked about me and they said they wish I was there. So that's
And the only reason he's not there is because he hates you guys, he hates me, and he hates New York.
I don't hate those guys or you or New York.
You do hate New York.
Well, okay, you're right. But I do. I just love being down here. And we're gonna work with them.
The first time we went to New York, he was like, "I'm never coming back here ever again."
Unless it's business related.
And then it broke me on the inside because that's my home. So that's fun.
We did have a moment there, huh? That was a relationship adjuster.
Yeah. Imagine if I went to Maryland and was like, this piece of shit state.
I didn't say that.
Fuck Maryland.
I didn't say that.
Imagine that's basically what you said. You complained the whole time, and then when you got back, you were like, I'm never going back there ever again.
I thought I said it when I was up there.
Even worse. The trip didn't even conclude, and he was like, never again.
I'm sorry, man. It's too much for me up there. I would
too much success, too much opportunity, too much networking.
I'm not a New York guy. Like, that's not who I am. I'm not a guy who's
You could just stay on
Ubers.
Long Island for real or live in Jersey.
That's not New York anyway, and I'm still to do everything. I'm
Long
having to
Island is
travel
New
super
York.
far. So
Long Island Railroad, you take 35, 45 minutes from Long Island.
That's not who I am. That's not me. I'm not a transit guy like that.
You are from Georgia. So
I'm from Maryland.
From Maryland.
We have the metro, but I'm just not a transit guy like that. Like transit for me growing up was something me and my dad did to go to the game, to the basketball game. We would take like transit to go to a sporting event.
It doesn't matter.
I never took transit to go somewhere important.
He hates New York and he hates you, Danny.
That's not true. That's crazy. But no, I think this was a really good show. I think y'all should all pay the $3 to get Danny's Patreon so that I can watch the full episode because they go into Jess Hilarious. They talk about Shammy versus Imani, which I
Who
think
is Shammy?
Shampoo, the old guy who be talking about beating up women, unironically.
I feel like you've said his name before.
Yeah, Shampoo. I was just on Spaces with him not too long ago.
And I feel like you literally told me to remember him. No?
Shampoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shampoo's an important figure in all this.
Okay.
Shampoo,
We've had this conversation. Deja vu again, twice in one episode.
Shampoo is like one of my dad's favorite Howard Stern characters.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I knew who Shampoo was before I even met Danny because I would listen to it with my dad. But no, it was just dope to see that. I want to see them keep doing that. And all of y'all haters who hating on it, keep hating because Rocky got the battery in her back. She is inspired and she's coming at folks' heads.
She definitely is.
She's bringing all the tea and she's waking it up on folk. So and I hope that her and Danny can kind of work something out. I can see them being like a 2025 Wendy and Charlamagne when they first started, just with like Danny being smarter than Charlamagne, like significantly. and and Danny never sold crack, so he's gonna be all right. But no, I do really hope that they the best. Like they content is always good together. The Dacky, I'm all about the Dacky or Docky.
What is that?
This is where we put people names together.
Danny and Rock. Okay.
Yeah, Docky.
Okay, I got that.
All right. Let's see. Do we want to talk about the Kanye West tweet?
Kanye West has gone on another disgusting rant. He was talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z's children. He called them retarded.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he said.
thought you was gonna at least let me read the tweet first.
What else is there to say about what Kanye is doing at this point? Like, it's been the same tired song and dance circus for God knows how long since he said that slavery was a choice. That was when I started the breakup of the relationship with Kanye and like me consuming his content. And then it's just been downhill from then. Like, somebody said that he needs to be part of a conservatorship. Conservatory.
Is it what it is?
I don't know.
Oh no, conservative. You're right, conservative.
Yeah, and I don't know if I agree with that because we never see that.
I think it's called a conservatorship.
Conservatorship. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody just needs to give him what's the drug? Give him some drugs.
So I just want to read this just because I feel like
drugs
ethically
for his condition.
I feel like ethically we should at least read it so we give people what we're talking about because it was tweeted and deleted.
No, but when I went on Kanye's page yesterday, the whole tweet about that was up again.
Okay, I seen it was deleted. And then when I went back, I seen that he was discussing it again. He said why he deleted it. And then now it's gone. But I just want to read the original tweet. I want y'all to understand these are not my words.
Not at all. We do not agree with what he said, not one bit.
These are Kanye West words that he tweeted on March 18th, 2025. Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They are retarded. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retarded children is a choice. Wow.
Like, what are we supposed to say to that?
Like,
what are we other than the general, like, that's fucking disgusting. You're talking about somebody's child. You're calling
a disabled child at that.
If allegedly if they are disabled, we don't even know.
I'm just saying in his mind. If he's saying it, that means he's at least in his mind referencing a disabled child. Yeah,
you putting retardation on people's kids on their jackets. We don't even know if that's true for real. Other than that, that's the general like basis of like disgusting ass conversation, right? And then there's another like I think interesting layer on top of it of just like pure elitism. Because what do you mean it's a choice? You can genetically alter your child's DNA in whatever rich people like shit that you can do in the first district, whatever district it is. Mm-hmm. And saying that it's a choice is absolutely insane. And this is just me like nitpicking at this point because it's again generally disgusting. But I thought that was very interesting and specifically elitist as fuck.
No, it was super disgusting. I'm trying to find. He has had a secondary tweet about it where he kind of made a reference to Down syndrome. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to see if I'm able to locate it. He had a whole bunch of other crazy tweets where he uploaded
a video. Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
it was 3 hours ago.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't. It was just about him talking about him and Diddy.
Okay.
Because apparently he has a song for Diddy or about Diddy where he wanted North on it.
Yes, and then he was going back and forth with Kim about her trademarking the children's names, and then she was like, "This is something we've agreed to a long time ago, and that they would get the trademarks back when they turn 18." I think she did it now specifically so that North could not be put on that song, on that Diddy song, and he declared war against the mother of his children. Because he won't let she won't let her daughter be on a song about a sex trafficker, allegedly. That's crazy.
So yeah, it looks like he deleted that one, but let me see if this is it right here. I don't know.
So are we still on that? Because he's tweeted other things.
Yeah, I mean you can go over some more if you want. I was just going to try to find that particular tweet where he was just called. He basically said something about Down syndrome. And saying that's why he took the tweet down because of Down syndrome or whatever. And he referenced again Jay-Z and another gentleman who I believe maybe potentially also have children.
It's just so many tweets that like I don't even know where to start.
And he's deleting and also too. So he's like tweeting and deleting things. So you can't really keep up.
He told Cassie to shut the fuck up that she's extorting Diddy.
Yeah.
I ride with Diddy because that's exactly what Adidas tried to do to me. They froze my accounts right before my tax time. Just like a bunch of dumb, like how do you ride with Diddy when we literally saw him beat the shit out of Cassie and drag her out of that hallway.
No, but he's also said Diddy was a fed when him and Diddy was beefing, remember?
No, I don't remember that.
So this is when him and Diddy was beefing back beforehand when he was going through the Adidas stuff. And he said, Diddy, you a fed. So it's like now Diddy cool when he going through drama, but now he wasn't last
This
time.
is exactly what the fuck I said last time. He doesn't have any morals. He doesn't stand on anything. He's not trying to prove any point. He's just trying to be inflammatory, and it's not respectful at all. So he just tweeted the Kardashians are sex workers and they sex traffic all the black children they strategically produce.
Hold on, I got another one here. Kim Kardashian is a sex trafficker. I don't like that Twigs has my daughter in her video dressing all grown. I would have expected more from Twigs. It's fuck all you niggas. My soul is black. And watch y'all don't believe me and just say I'm crazy.
And now he's posting text threads. He's spelling Kardashian with the KKK in the front. He's allegedly saying now that he just got a knock on the door after the sex trafficking tweet, and he's in fear for his life now. He's trying to make it seem like people are after him. He just posted the update about the hotel thing 2 hours ago. Like, it's too much.
Then he had his ass out.
And then he posted a. You
want me to play that?
Sure. He posted a. No, it was this one. He posted a list of like people who betrayed him.
All right, hold on,
so
he's when I'm going into these fights with shit I'm really dealing with. It'd be good if niggas like actually help me, because what I'm saying,
nobody's helping you,
right? But instead, the Jews come in and punk these niggas into going against me, and they forget about everything that I did for them. Every nigga I just named, I bled for these niggas. I did something. I put them on and shit. I took them with me on tour.
You want to read some of these names on here?
And it's like,
apparently, said niggas are Virgil, who is dead and gone. So I guess John Legend. What John Legend do? Kim, baby mama. Trav, I guess Travis Scott. Cardi, Big Sean, Jay-Z, Ty Dolla $ign, Dirk, Common. How
Dirk
Common
is in jail. Young Dirk is in prison.
Like, you didn't do nothing for him for real. That helped. Pusha, Don C, Amber Rose. Child, you dated her. Like, get the fuck out of here. You did enough.
Putting your ex as Amber is sick too.
Like, this nigga is unhinged.
Hold on, but this is when the list this gets funny right here.
The Kardashians, just the entire Kardashian clan. Adidas as a company. Demna Balenciaga. Demna is was the creative director of Balenciaga, is now the creative director of Gucci.
This is the best one.
My own kids. Yo, and then he says the black community.
No, my own family, then the black community.
Oh, my own kids, then my own family, then the black community, and of course the Jews. And of course was typed out by Kanye. Like, that's not something I added. And then he says, I am in pain. I bled for everyone here. Are you Jesus?
That nigga, he thinks so.
He actually thinks he's Jesus. This is a delusion of grandeur that we're seeing happen in real time. This nigga is mentally unwell, and he actually may think that he is the second coming of Christ.
Fair. He made Jesus walks. He's never going to hell. So you gotta kind of respect it. Like, I don't know what else you want to put on it.
I don't know what it is. I think his frontal lobe is deteriorating.
It's mush.
We're seeing it.
It's a baked potato. His brain is a baked potato. Like, I'm 100%. Nothing else. There's nothing else going on in there but a baked potato.
Like, the potato in the seafood boil, that's Kanye's brain.
Right.
I'm just scrolling to see if there was any other, like, there are definitely other tweets.
So
he said, Cardi, you a child. You fake dark. I've been this shit for 30 years and I seen and know what it really is. I am the Don. I am the leader. This Cardi shit is the final heartbreak I can deal with. Cardi, if North was your niece, you wouldn't let her get trafficked. What? What? All this shit is about clout for y'all. These my real kids.
That's a good point. I will say that's a good point.
If you want to talk about Kanye's sons, he has mad sons. He's Kanye.
You wouldn't let it get trafficked. You was Unc. That's a good point. I can't be mad at a point like that. That's a solid point.
Not one of my daughters that I have no rights to raise and never see. Like when I wasn't allowed to go to the birthday party. So yes, I've wanted to die. And yes, it's fuck Kim, Cardi, Jay-Z, whoever. And watch, I'll show you the picture and y'all not believe me. And there's just a picture of her. I don't know which child this is. They all look like little Guyanese children. On a phone, on an iPad, I don't know.
Guyanese children is sick.
Yeah. I fully thought Danny was Guyanese. I was like, this is a coolie man. What do you mean?
All right. So I have one more. Well, I got a few more funny things, but I wanted to touch on this too. So it's back to a Joe Budden topic. And I know we haven't really been touching on Pod Wives since our first review of it. Unfortunately, it just wasn't interesting to us. I didn't want to hear about Joe putting lube on and how much Ian hated his wife. Like, it just wasn't really my kind of like content that I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
And
not at all.
Yeah,
I would watch Parks and his wife do anything though, because
they were cool.
She's gorgeous.
They were cool. And I think like overall, it just wasn't really for us. And that's why I wasn't like going to pirate it any longer to try to have us watch it.
I think we should continue to pirate it though.
I mean, we're never going to stop that. It was just.
No, like to talk about it on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We just, okay. We could if we want to. I just didn't think there was anything interesting. Like, it was just freak boy shit and like, let me do what I want to my woman because I have more money than you.
You know what? I did not need to know that Joe just be in the corner, just like that. I did not need to know
like,
that.
I didn't need to know you had travel lube. Like, what's going on with that?
Is some
sick shit. Just say that.
That's some Diddyism. That's a Diddyism.
A Diddyism.
To have travel lube.
And so today, right?
Did I say travel?
Yeah, travel. It's travel. Okay. It's all right. You're doing your thing. But no, it was funny too. So Ian, that's the head guy over at Ian Schwartzman. He tweets out that the Post actually picked up the post that they talked about, one of the guys who's on the show, Keno, who is one of Joe and those guys' friend. And
I've never come across this man before.
Who, Ian or Keno?
Keno.
He just usually be on a Patreon.
Okay.
So Ian promotes this and say, "Oh, look, we made it to New York." And I tweet this. So let me go over real quick.
You be on Ian's ass.
I said, this is white Ian, not black Ian, white Ian. Making black men look stupid is an art you have mastered. And so this is why
that's the Ian I was talking about. Okay. You be on his ass.
Oh, 100%. And this is why though.
100% me, and I wouldn't even consider a primo. She might have more money than me too, so I don't really. Might need to go the opposite way.
Joe?
Absolutely, I would.
These are the type of bitch niggas Anthony Mackie was talking about.
Sorry.
No doubt about it. Like, way more.
No, but I have kids. I have kids. Whatever we get together, it's different. Whatever I have from before belongs to my kids. I mean, respectfully, that's just the way it is. Same. I don't expect anything from you either. You know that. Never did.
Wait.
Keno's like,
What the fuck she talking about?
He put his hand on her knee when he
Keno put his hand on her knee. He said, no.
No.
That's not how it's going.
No.
I remember that.
What do you mean from before?
What do you mean? When I have children. I was married before, so there's assets and things I have from before.
That he can't eat off of.
That he
can't touch, look
at. He won't be able to get.
Sniff as a black man, any of that.
It has nothing to do with
Joe is
any of
messy.
that, by the way.
But
He's
he
just
can't even look that way. Don't think about it.
I agree.
Because it belongs to my kids.
But there are things where if I need it,
What?
You holding me because that's the part that pissed me off.
but if I need it, it's there.
Then don't.
Yes, obviously.
No. I mean, it's there. Yes,
Nigga.
No.
But it's her discretion.
No.
What in your life would you ever need for me to then take food and money out of my kids' mouths and pockets to cover your black ass, nigga? What situation is that happening in?
I want to give a little more context to Keno, right? So Keno is the guy that came on the podcast. Again, he's on the Patreon. And he told us that he has his white woman, who you saw him with, call him nigga in bed.
Oh, that was him.
That's Keno.
Oh, so this is the woman that goes along with that.
Yes.
Okay, bitch. Okay.
So
see, because I was on your side until then.
So, but no, this is what, to me, I think even the more interesting light to shine on is like the idea that black men have when they engage with white women, as if like the white woman sees them as like this superior Adonis that like needs to be given everything they ask for, regardless of where it came from. And when it's like, really, in turn, you're just the black plaything she's using in her golden years. Like, that's really
not
what
even
you
her
are.
golden years.
I mean, she's older. Someone said she's an older woman. She's got kids. Like,
Okay. I feel like, what was I gonna say? Fuck. Continue.
No, I would just say, like, that's just, it's so embarrassing because what he did there was essentially made himself look so pathetic. And for them to like, for Ian to then promote like, oh, that is a good thing for our podcast and our show. When you're just
the clip went viral. So
I mean, again, that's cool, but at what expense? Like, this guy Keno doesn't do, content. He's just a Joe friend that comes along and Joe kind of like likes to exploit their stories. So it's for me, I don't see what Keno gets out of that. Like, it's not like he's going to make anything better for him. He's just going to be an embarrassment. Now when he walks out the street, people are like, oh, you need your wife to give you some money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just made yourself look crazy, or his girl.
Keno is obviously a pathetic little man.
But that's what he made it seem. I don't want to call him that.
No,
because I don't know him. I'm just saying I don't want to call him that because I don't know him. I'm just saying these actions make you look of that. And it
like
looks,
a pathetic little man.
And it looks like Joe is just pulling the strings.
That's exactly what he was doing. He was like, as a black man.
He made him look like a clown. And I just don't understand why y'all feel like when y'all engage with these women, y'all should have a conversation about them looking out for you. They don't want to do that.
There was another conversation. He literally said this during the podcast too. He said that a black woman is not going to want to build you up. Black women already want their men built up. And then a white woman would help you and build you up. And then literally, I wish I saved this and I took screenshots of the TikTok. It was a bunch of white women in there. Like, we not building you niggas up, not at this big age. Like, no, we want our men already built in their 30s. What the fuck do you mean? They were like, don't come over here with that shit, nigga. We not building you up over here. And then you completely ignore the history of black women just putting up with shit and building niggas up. Which one is it? Is it the nigga who's borrowing the car of his woman and driving around and cheating? Or is it the we don't support y'all? Which one the fuck is it?
I just think that is hilarious. I just think that is so hilarious when like the white guy gets with the black girl. I mean, when the black guy gets with the white girl and they have like this inherent like view that her ilk or her people are going to now like push you up into your like grandeur of the next stage of your life, when it's like, bro, you are just being used as a ornament.
Whole time that's not even his wife.
It's not.
He said, if you need, you were going to continue to need. Like, that's the very simple matter of the fact. You're not that woman's husband.
No, why she probably sound like she wants that to be in any kind of capacity.
No, she was like, nigga, I don't need you for nothing, nigga. Like,
I mean, like I said, you are just the black dick that she is exploring with in her later age.
That's literally it.
And I just feel so bad that you just let Joe coerce you into such clownery. Because you're not a bad dude. I don't think you're a bad guy. You may just be a little weird and have some like sexual kinks that probably need to work out in therapy. But besides
internalized self-hatred.
Besides that, I think he's all right guy.
A pathetic man that has internalized self-hatred.
Well, we may have done that. You could have been.
If you want a white woman to call you nigga during sex, that's nothing other than just like a very convoluted form of self-hatred. It cannot be anything else other than that.
It's like,
if you have a slave kink,
that's
exactly what that is.
It's more like a fetish. It's more like a
it's a slave kink,
a perverted fetish.
It's just a different branch of slave kink.
The funny thing about it is, even when like they're in situations like this, they still keep the black man with a white girl smile. Like, it never leaves. Even when like she's like saying the most disrespectful shit to them, the smile just never leaves their face.
Because he doesn't believe her.
True. He probably doesn't even think that she doesn't even know what she's saying.
he's gonna get a sad awakening when the time actually comes that he might need to borrow something that is labeled as her children's, and she's like, nigga, fuck no, get your black hands off of my money.
Get your black mitts out of here.
Yeah, like what? I'm not lifting you up generationally, nigga. What? That's not her plan whatsoever. She is going to leave you for dead if you were ever in a situation that was pulling her down.
Yeah, maybe if it's pulling like to the side, but yeah, if it's pulling her down, she gonna cut you off, big dog. And she made it really clear.
On the streets.
She made it really clear with that too. Like I don't see how you could leave that or look at that and feel as though you're in a relationship that's based off of like genuine security when it's more like a relationship of like convenience. That's what it kind of made it feel like. But I mean, that crazy. Could be doing what y'all do. I'm not trying to. Y'all put it out there for content. We are going to criticize and discuss it. So, but at least she kept the black face on. You know, black smile face on.
That's a pathetic man.
That shit didn't leave. I'm trying to tell you, man. You got to shout out to them niggas who hold it down like that. They saying no. I got my white girl. I'm happy. I'm chosen. I'm anointed.
Whole time it don't even be the fire white girl for real.
I mean, that never happens. We discussed that already. Why they never get the fire white girl? That's not for you. That's for the other elite whites.
Bro, Patrick Mahomes don't even have a fire white.
Yeah, but he met her in high school.
She looked like Sid.
But see, you never get two. You never get her be attractive and have a good family. It's either one or the other. Either she'll have a good family, but she's not that attractive, so that's why they let you have her. Or she is super attractive, but she don't come from a good family, and that's why you was able to catch her. It's never both. If it's both, you're not getting her. You're not going to be allowed to touch her.
Yeah, y'all not getting the premier milk whatsoever.
Yeah, like Ivanka Trump y'all not getting no black dick in her.
Maybe like when she's on vacation in Jamaica.
Even then, especially now, because her dad's Secret Service, no black dick is touching that. Sorry. She would have to like go full.
I mean,
Democrat.
Except Kanye.
No, true. All right, so man, I'm now looking forward to all this editing I'm about to have to do. But in the spirit of March Madness, we're going to bring you today the BBL bracket. So there's been a collection of 16 women, all picked for their different variety in BBL. And we're going to discuss which one should come out on top.
Let's discuss.
So we're going to go for the number one seed. I didn't make this bracket, okay? I found this online. So I didn't make this bracket. But do you want to go down one? How do you want to do? Do you want to go how we seed, or do you do 1, 2, 3? How do you want to do that?
I don't know how brackets work.
They work how we just explained. One or the other. We can go all the way down.
Just pick.
You want to go down, pick?
You pick how we do it.
All right, we'll start at the top. We'll start at the top and just go down. So I'm going to put them on the screen for y'all. So again, y'all need to make sure that y'all respect me for all the work I'm about to put in here.
So are we doing each like against each other,
yeah,
and then it'll
go over? Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was not understanding.
First one on the list, the number one seed, Young Miami from the City Girls, and then we got Janice Hart.
That's the porn star.
She has done some adult work.
What do you mean some? No, the girl I'm thinking of is an adult star.
But she do rap too. She rap and do other stuff too.
Okay, we're not thinking about the same person.
Yes, we
the
are.
girl I'm thinking about is
Janice Hart. Yes, we are.
The dark skinned girl that be sucking.
She does be sucking dick. And she be doing content.
Don't say it like that. She don't be sucking dick. She be sucking dick.
I don't know how kind of inflections I'm supposed to put on dick. Sorry, I don't. It's not what I do with my life.
Show me her picture to make sure we're talking about the same girl.
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Think
Janice
my bad.
Hart.
You saying that she's more than a porn star, and I'm like, no, she not.
Like you ain't nothing, bitch.
I thought she was a comedian though. She doesn't rap.
I thought she does. I know she does other content.
Cause she did Poor Minds. Yeah, she's trying to become a stand-up comedian. She's not a rapper.
Oh, so she's like the porn Jess Hilarious?
I guess.
Okay. So
who
are we picking here with this?
Janice.
You're going with Janice?
I'm going with Janice because I seen that thing spread out.
We didn't seen it spread out for Young Miami.
From the inside, the outside.
We've seen Young Miami spread out. Do we need to call somebody now to make it a third pick?
Why do we?
Is anybody available at this time?
Oh my God, we're on air. I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Give me a sec.
Can you give us like 10 minutes of your time?
Sure.
We are doing a BBL bracket for March Madness. And so we started on the first bracket with each other and we realized it's two of us and we're not going to agree on everybody.
No.
So we need a third person to help us out. Will you be able to assist us?
Get your Googles ready so you can Google these people. If you
Sure, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
All right, wake it up. Appreciate that.
Okay. The first bracket is Young Miami versus Janice Hart. Do you know who Janice Hart is?
Janice Hart.
Period.
So what happened? A 16 beat a number one off the first top? Like what are we doing here?
These are other people's opinions.
Have you seen Janice Hart?
I have, but Young Miami has a solid BBL. Bro, the thighs match.
Nah, Janice.
Have you seen Janice Hart?
I'm not saying that she's not bad.
My guy.
I'm just I've been mistaken. All right, so we got a 16 beating a number one. Jesus,
Shem's gonna be so mad he missed this.
All right, so we got the next one coming up. We got Jordan Woods and Summer Walker. I think this is clear. Jordan Woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer Walker got one of the worst BBLs I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen her in person at least 3 times. Every time, her body makes me mad.
Okay, make sure you put them names down so we don't forget who won.
I don't know how to.
You don't know how to.
Okay. I can cross them out.
There you go. Figure it out.
Okay.
All right. So we got Sweetie and Jada Waiter. Now, this is tough.
For me, it's Sweetie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think it's Sweetie as well.
Yeah, I would.
Her proportions are
a little
legit.
bit better. Yeah.
She has elite proportions.
Okay, we'll do Sweetie then.
All right. So this is the battle of the battle of the old bitches. All right. We got Jocelyn Hernandez and Bernice Burgos.
Bernice.
I would have to. Bernice looks better. Her BBL looks better, but Jocelyn is fuller.
Jocelyn, her stomach is thick.
Yeah, it's got some. It's a little melting in there. It's like a metal like sheet over her stomach. I feel you.
Yeah, it looked like she got the Drake abs.
All right, so we going with Bernice. So get that there.
Oh.
All right, so next one. This one was crazy to me because they had Drea at 14 on this list, but Kim Kardashian versus Dre. This is tough because
it's not tough.
We got
Michelle,
Drea.
Yeah. But this is Queen BBL. We talking about Kim Kardashian.
Drea.
But Kim should not really like that though. Like it's not really one of them ones to me.
You didn't see her with the robots?
Nah, I didn't see her with the robots. Let me go look. Let me go
Check
do my
her out with the
research.
robots. She had the robots.
Drea has one of the best BBLs in the game.
She does.
I think Drea's BBL is probably like top 3.
Yeah, to me it's settled pretty good throughout the years.
It's me really Googling fucking Kim Kardashian with the robots.
But I'm just saying, like it's kind of a little bit unfair because Drea's kind of, especially in her peak, her whole package was elite. And I don't think Kim Kardashian at the same age was anywhere looking close.
No, that's why Drea got it.
But the staying power, though, where has the BBL took her? I'm gonna have to say Kim K.
Well, she got a NBA baby daddy, who's like 22. I think it took her. And then Kim Kardashian baby daddy on Twitter crashing the fuck out, calling her a sex trafficker. I think Drea got it.
She's with a child. Granted, I'm like I said, the staying power of the BBL is there.
I mean, Kim Kardashian was with
she was able to pull 2 generations of athletes. So again, I'm not upset about Drea, but I'm gonna have to say Kim.
Nah, Drea got it.
Nah, I'm gonna stick with Drea. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, salute. I'm not mad at it. I just got the staying power is high for both of them, but I just had to stay with Kim just because of what it was. All right, so this one, I don't think this one is gonna be a hard one here.
It's
Cardi
not hard
B and
at all.
Lotto. Cardi B and Lotto.
Lotto.
It's not even.
Yeah.
Not
Cardi
even close.
B's BBL is not great.
Her thighs don't stay the same proportion. Like sometimes you'll see where they edit the thighs to make them look legit, and then you'll see when she's out and about for real, and she look like a chicken wing. So
the next one has me a little bit confused because why is she in this? SZA and Ari? Oh, Ari Fletcher. Okay, I thought they meant Lennox Malik because I was like confused.
Ooh, this a good one.
See, but this is
That
okay.
is a good one.
This is a battle of aesthetics versus like in two different ways because SZA's more of a stacked body and Ari is more of a bountiful body.
Yeah, and I like watching Ari shake it.
I'm gonna have to give it due to just for jiggle purposes. I'm going with Ari.
What you think, Malik?
That's a toughie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because I'm in love with SZA, and I want to live in her skin. But Ari BBL move like water, and then she has not said that she will deny time and time again that she's gotten a BBL.
You know that we can tell by the waist, man. There's been some skin moving around over there. So I
still don't know.
This is a tough one, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I already put my hat in the bucket. So
you said Ari.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go look at Ari real fast. Just real fast.
All I gotta do is close my eyes and pull it up. Like,
yeah.
If you gotta do that, she won. If you can do that, she won.
I mean, no, but with SZA too. That picture of her pouring the iridescent, luminescent water over her body and her titties.
Nah. Ari got it because I ain't gonna front. SZA shit don't move like hers though. Like,
but I don't know if SZA know how to. But okay, Ari got it.
All right,
and that's safe to say.
But to be fair though, if we look at the transformation that SZA did through her surgeries, that was a greater scale of transformation than what Ari did.
Granted, 100%, she really took it from nowhere to everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
she went from a piece of coal to a diamond. 100%.
Yeah, like it's really a good BBL, but just like this wasn't the person to put her
no utility.
In the first round.
There's no utility.
Yeah, the first round, this was a fucked up person to put her against. Like,
right.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so this is the last one of the first round. We got JT from the City Girls, and we got Nicki Minaj.
JT.
Yeah, I didn't see Nicki look bad too many times. JT. I hate it. Sorry, Barbs, but
yeah, I mean, she took it. You know, she made the wave. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that this is an original BBL.
You know what? Like, this is where I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all because I think JT's BBL is a little bit too much. She's too short, and I think she got too much ass. I think Nicki's BBL is a little bit more proportionate. She just
The thighs don't match with Nicki.
Hell no. You think they're like the same height?
Recently has looked okay though, no?
It depends on what she's wearing, but when you get a good look at it and it ain't there. It's not like you can tell either it's the time or the fact that she got older technology than the newer girls.
I mean, I'm outvoted anyway, so JT
she don't got
it.
the update, bro. She don't got the update.
Yeah, she don't. She didn't get the good model.
Okay.
And no disrespect, that's a Queen's legend.
Nah, gangster. Like she got she got that first round. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before it was really lit. Like,
yeah. she was the girl who got on the bed before the other ones, and so they learned to run. So while she crawled for him. So
yeah, like she the blueprint for this shit. But you know what I'm saying?
All right, we got to go to the second round now. We got some heavy hitters coming. So we got Janice Hart versus Jordan Woods.
Janice.
We still going with Janice?
Still Janice. Yeah, still Janice.
Okay, well, my vote don't matter then.
Impeccable.
All right, so now we got. This is going to be a battle of the Titans right here. We got Sweetie versus Bernice. We got the young versus the old.
Sweetie, I'm gonna go Sweetie.
Man, I'm gonna have to go Sweetie too. Sweetie's hip to like thigh ratio is like elite.
I'm gonna give it to Sweetie because I like her stomach better than Bernice's.
Okay. All right. So the next one we got Drea versus Lotto. So this is tough now. We got peak BBL, peak skinny BBL.
Drea is number one skinny BBL
versus the bodacious light skin Southern BBL.
And that should be moving.
And it do move.
No, I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna go Lotto.
I have to go back to the fact that it was able to pull ball players in multiple generations. So I'm gonna have to go with Drea. I
might have to go with Drea because Lotto was already thick and her BBL was not as much of a feat medically.
And then
as
then
Drea's was.
You kind of also got to bring the face card a little bit into this, and I think that's where Drea.
I don't think we need to bring the face card into this at all.
Not even just a
not
little
even
bit?
a little bit. This is a BBL draft.
I'm still going with Drea.
I'm still going with Drea too. 100%. Okay, so
I'm
next.
staying with Lotto. I ain't go for it. This bitch is bad. Y'all look crazy.
I mean,
I hear it though. I hear it, but she is fire. What are we doing right now?
I don't know.
Drea just has the staying power, man. We talking about Gilbert Arenas. We talking about Orlando Scandrick from the Cowboys. We talking about a cowboy, and now she done got Jalen Green. Like, come on, man. The pussy done pushed out some babies for these ball players.
Yeah, but
she done got
really,
these niggas
not really
down.
Standing on her own 2 feet with the BBL though. Like the BBL ain't really
the BBL still pulling new niggas.
It's pulling niggas, but Lotto shit is just like it's just clears. Like it's just lit. Like you look at Lotto and
You got to go off the staying power. We got to put some feet up. Like what has this BBL caught?
All I'm going off of is aesthetics.
My thing is this, big dog. If her BBL, and we can't even get 21 Savage to admit it, like, come on, dog. We done got niggas laying it down in Drea.
I don't know. I'm looking at her, bro. I don't know.
Drea's is not as big. It don't move the same, but I think she was like a skinny girl with no ass and then got a BBL that looked like she just had that for real naturally. And then Lotto is like, you can tell that's a BBL. So I feel like Drea's is a little bit more impressive because like niggas thought she got that in the gym.
Wake it up.
I hear y'all.
All right, so we got that Drea. So now we got the next one. We got Ari versus JT. Now this is a tough one for
Ari.
me.
No, it's not. It's not
tough at all.
It's a tough one for me, man.
Ari.
Y'all got it. Ari can go to the next one. It's tough. This one is good. That was comparable. Y'all didn't give that a fair shot at all.
It wasn't a fair draft.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
This shit is fake rigged.
That's crazy.
Definitely Ari.
All right, so this one now we got Janice, Hart, and Sweetie.
Janice.
Sweetie got me though. Sweetie got
now
this.
It's getting tough. Now it's getting hard. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I think that
I don't know if I could go Janice over Sweetie.
That's a tough pull right there.
I don't know. It's just like whoever you put Janice up against.
Sweetie don't got the weird little belly button.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at Janice's belly button. Because what do you mean?
I'm just saying that's a hallmark of a bad BBL, and Sweetie don't got it.
I ain't never seen that belly button you talking about, sir.
I'm about to look up her belly button because that's crazy.
We got to put it up there.
Yo, what's her IG? Like, I can't even.
Talking about Janice?
Yeah,
like,
I can't even.
I just typed in Janice Hart belly button, but that's not working.
Yo,
and you got the safety lock on.
Yeah, let me turn that off.
I typed it in, it showed me an ex-cop. I was like, what the hell?
You got white ass coming up there and everything.
I don't even know what's going on here right now.
I've made my pick, Sweetie.
Nah, I got to do some research.
That chiseled brown bottom.
I'm going to her. Oh no, this is her TikTok. I thought it was her.
Chiseled brown bottom.
Twitter.
You made a decision, Malik?
No, yeah, I'm staying with Sweetie.
All right, well then you've already been.
Well, I've been outvoted.
So next one we got here is, let's see, Drea versus.
I accidentally crossed out the wrong.
Drea versus Ari. Because we're in the final four now. So our final four is Ari, Drea, Sweetie, and Janice. So we already did the first one. I'm gonna have to go.
Drea versus Ari.
Yeah, this is a battle right here because this is like the top of the decade and the end of the decade against each other.
I think I'm gonna have to go Ari, even though I've been caping for Drea this whole time.
Yeah, I mean Ari has got a few rappers in the game. She's kind of ran through with it. I keep going back to the staying power.
It's just like whenever Ari posts a video of her shaking her ass, regardless of how long it is, it's viral for at least 3 days.
Okay, I'll go with Ari straight off utility then.
Like if she posts 1-2 second clip of that ass, like I'm saving it.
Yeah. Drea doesn't have the body movement to kind of help move that.
She's
BBL.
47,
and she never had it.
Bitch is 47.
Drea was never in a video shaking ass.
No, she was never that girl.
All right, so we got final here. We got Ari versus Sweetie. for the final?
I'm gonna have to go with Ari.
This is a tough one. Okay, I'm glad we got the woman out of it. This is a tough one, Malik. This one is a battle because we're talking about utility or aesthetic here.
I think both of them are utility.
No, Ari has way more utility than Sweetie. It's not you. When we say utility, you don't really understand that. We talking about what it looked like when it bend over.
Yeah, both of them are on the same level.
It's not. It's not even close. That utility is not even close.
I think Ari is taking it.
No.
I can't go Ari off GP. I have to really think about it because I ain't gonna lie, Sweetie is pain. Like
it's cut to a particular. That's some good dope.
Like
that's good dope.
Like that's good shit right there. What they did with her.
I cannot.
Like if she didn't talk, she would be up there with like Lori Harvey.
That's
100%.
who wasn't in this because Lori Harvey, skinny BBL.
That's what I'm saying. Though.
Goes crazy.
If Sweetie didn't talk, she would be a lot more attractive than what she is. She just talks too much.
He's wilding.
Yeah, this is my husband.
I'm just saying, like, we got to talk about what the BBL is attached to.
No, we don't.
We in the finals,
we
my
are
nigga.
Objectifying women right now.
Yes, and that's part of it. We are in the finals right now.
This was from the beginning. Like, this was all objectification. Like,
Off top.
You can't draw a line now.
All right, so who you got, Malik?
Ari or Sweetie? Yeah.
Ari should move like the ocean. I can't.
Okay, how about this? To make your decision more with more anticipation to it, I'm going to say Sweetie, and now you have to pick the winner.
Damn.
Yeah, because I said Ari.
Damn. All right. Let me sit up for this one. Fuck.
Because I'm going.
And his face card is not included. Like
And
how pretty she is, none of that.
I'm talking about the aesthetic of the BBL. I'm picking that over the utility of Ari's BBL. He's going through it over here.
I ain't going for it. This is real close. It's real close. But I think gotta go Ari. I'm not
Come on. Let's go. That's some sick shit right here, man.
I'm sorry. Like just all around like Hall of Famer. Like she's the one. Like the all-star, bro. Like,
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
That is number one Hall of Fame ass as far as performance, utility, aesthetics, all of it.
It does it all. Like her shit is really, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's crazy.
I'm not surprised. Like Moneybag not letting that go. Like
did you see the video that she posted of her jumping into the split on the couch over and over again?
Bro, it's devious out here what she's doing. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Now.
Well, I want to award Ari Fletcher the 2025 BBL bracket champion. We'll send you in the mail. So just hit me in the DMs, and I'll be able to get that over to you.
We're not sending you nothing, girl. We don't have enough money to send you anything.
Why is she lying? What is she talking about?
We don't. We can't afford you, girl.
We're not buying you. We're just sending you a gift. So just DM Talk FNFT and TV, and we'll send you that BBL award. Malik, man, we greatly appreciate this, man. We wouldn't have been able to do this without you.
Oh man, it's a pleasure. You know, I'm happy to be a part of such monumental history. Like, shit's great.
I'm glad you picked up because it is 1 a.m. So, all right, thank you. Love you. Bye.
No problem, y'all. I'm out.
All right, so Jonathan Majors has been back in the news for two different things that I feel like kind of play a part into each other. So I don't know if you saw the video or the audio that came out where it was talking about him, and I believe he was speaking with Grace, and they were discussing at a time when he was aggressive with her, or he called aggressed, or under aggressed. That's what he called it. And I guess he put his hands on her, choked her or something like that. That's kind of what that video. I can play it just so.
You know, there's like a study that says that if somebody chokes you, they're okay with killing you.
I'm pretty sure that makes sense because I mean, choking somebody, there's a lot of ways to contain somebody without choking them. So this was like on the SoundCloud for Rolling Stones, what it seems like. and it's a little muffled, so it's gonna be kind of difficult to make out. But I'll try to make sure y'all can hear it as best as possible.
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. I mean, it's just I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed like
you strangled me and pushed me against the car.
Yeah, all those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, like that's never happened to me. So I'm
because I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly, that
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
So I just kind of want to put this into context because I have been someone who has discussed the case and how the case was handled and why I feel as though there was a problem in that. I never once ever stated that he never did anything or put his hands on this woman. What I did say was that it was disingenuous to try to use his instances of where they talked about this that was not related to the night in question. That's what I was saying. And I have stayed on that the entire time. If he did something to that woman, so be it. That did not happen that night and in those videos that we saw. And those two things are two different things. And I think when people try to conflate the text messages where it was discussed about him potentially, you know, her going to the hospital for something that happened between them, or this audio that has surfaced, we still have to understand that that is not why he went to jail. That is not the case. They even told the judge, the judge told the jury they cannot use, when they make a determination, any prior actions that were not related to the night in question. So again, when you try to do this kind of justice where you are a revenge, is more of a revenge type of justice, when you're using, hey, we know you did something, or we feel as though you did something here, so we're going to use this moment to punish you. That is wrong, and I still stand on that. And I want to make sure that is very clear. I'm not advocating for someone who committed domestic violence. I am advocating for a fair trial and a just trial to be done for a black man in any situation. So I just want to make that clear. But congratulations, he did get married and announced his marriage to Megan Good shortly after, like the next day.
Of course, because this is a PR relationship.
Hey, yo, man, shout out to that bitch, young. She holds it down, young.
Shout out to that beautiful black woman.
When shit hit the fan, she know exactly what to do. Nigga, we getting married. Soon as the audio you choking this white bitch is on the fucking screen,
I wonder how much she's getting paid. She's getting paid a good amount.
This her retirement money, baby.
Yeah.
That movie he coming out, she getting the whole salary. He ain't getting none of that little bodybuilder money. He ain't getting none of that. Nigga took them steroids for the strength. That was off the muscle. Oh man, but congratulations to them. I do want to say that for real. I hope he has changed and he doesn't put her through anything like that. I think that's what's important.
You can't come over to this side and beat up a black woman too, allegedly. Not allegedly. You can't do that. Then your career is over. With you, the whites hate you, the blacks hate you, you're done.
I mean, she got a point, man.
Go to therapy. Do not put your hands on anybody else ever for the rest of your life.
Or get like a I'm just gonna tell you, man, just get like a what's the little punching bag? Get something like that. Put her face on it. And then when you get upset,
why does her face need to be on it?
Because obviously he wants to hit her. So I'm just saying, just put it over. Put that aggression over there.
If that's what you need to do, just put him under the jail.
See, I'm trying to get a man options here.
Just put him under the jail. If you need to get your aggression out on women in that way, I feel like you need to fight your way out of jail.
Like that should be his. So what if he?
You need to start in jail and fight your way out.
What if he wins? What is the reward for winning? If I fight my way out of jail, can I just hit whoever I want afterwards?
Until you get murdered by somebody else.
So I mean, after I fight my way out of jail, when I'm in the free world, I cannot go back to jail again. I can just beat whoever I want
until somebody kills you.
Okay, I think that's a fair
for being a menace.
That's a fair assessment. I mean,
if you make it out, is other niggas out here that made it out.
That's not a bad option. If you telling them oh yeah, you can get out of jail, you just gotta fight every nigga on the way out.
And I don't mean, okay, I'm entertaining what you mean, but I mean prove your innocence.
Oh, what?
To get out.
Oh, no, I thought you just meant that blood.
No.
I thought we had an episode of Invincible.
No, it was fun thinking of it that way. But I mean, you are guilty until proven innocent.
What if it's like The Dark Knight, Whereas like we gonna put you in this hole, and if you happen to get out, like you got to be a changed man after that. Like you're not getting out of a deep hole.
Or you are just used to a pattern of killing. We've released the psychopath.
No, I'm saying not a pattern of kill. I'm saying like how in the Dark Knight they had to climb out the hole to get out of the jail. Like I think that it makes sense to me that climbing out of holes would change your life.
I mean, if that's what had to happen, yes. But if you had to kill your way out, you're getting shot on your way on.
What if like what if you got to kill one person, then climb out? Is that as bad? Because then you're not doing a psychopath. He's just somebody who really wants to get out.
I don't know. I feel like, you know what? I would set up that test and then I would kill the people who killed that one person because you don't belong back in society. That's a test. I would only release the people who decided not to kill one person. Tricked you.
See, that's nigga
like,
shit.
That's
yo.
how it needs to be because
shit.
The people who are not killing people need to be outside and the people who are need to be inside. Is that crazy?
Nigger shit.
That's crazy, I guess.
All right. Let's wrap up here. One more last topic. You know, we got to shit on Elon. That's like our favorite pastime.
Let's switch the camera.
You don't want to shit on Elon? I mean, he lost you money, technically.
Yeah, he definitely did. Let me check right now while you're saying that.
So I just wanted to talk again because a lot of stuff has happened since our last episode. Tesla has been in the shitter over the last few months. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are losing faith in the industry. And I was watching this video and it was talking about how the money that is Tesla. If
y'all could see just the chart that I'm looking at right now, it was just
down.
Wow. I am concerned for my well-being and future and safety.
So that's crazy as hell.
It's not fun.
So I want to just kind of get into the breakdown because a lot of people have been losing faith in Tesla. And one of the things they were saying is they are a kind of like a finesse company in a way, meaning like they get money in investors by like potential things they may do in the future. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of like what their idea is. And also a lot of their money comes from the fact that they sell people's data. So when you're in their cars and stuff, they sell a lot of people that data, and it's like a car. Essentially, your car is just a data gathering machine for Tesla. But
I actually have not lost that much money with Tesla. Okay. Overall, I've.
But we didn't, because we didn't buy it in that early.
Yeah, no.
I mean we didn't buy it at the peak, so it's not gonna be that bad. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm ashamed. Obviously, I was just trying to invest like the evils.
Like the evils.
Because the evils have the money. So I'm trying to invest. You know what I was going to invest in, but I decided not to because my morals wouldn't let me. Lockheed Martin.
Oh, the military?
Yeah.
All right, so,
I couldn't do it.
So let me just tell you about how bad it is over at Tesla. So have you seen how everybody's kind of been like attacking Tesla dealerships and like there's been fires everywhere? I'm not condoning any of that. Like I can talk like that. This is my own lane. They can't kick me out.
Say it.
Now, I'm not going to promote this, nor will I say like everyone should go out and do this because that is wrong. What I will say is this: seeing Tesla dealerships on fire, kind of dope. It's kind of cool. I'm not going to tell people to do it. I'm not going to advocate for it, but I will say,
allegedly, that's not something we can do.
It's kind of dope, though. I think it's dope looking at it. I think Tesla's on fire got a nice little look to it.
Every time I see a Cybertruck, I get pissed off.
You know the dude's a loser in the Cybertruck. But I want you to check this out. So there's been a lot of folks pulling their money out. Check this out. Let me tell you how bad it is at Tesla right now. So they've lost I think close to it's like over hundreds of billions in value. So these are some of the people who've pulled out. So the CFO, he pulled out $5 million. The board chair pulled out $75 million. Rupert Murdoch's son, James, pulled out $13 million. And guess who else pulled out $27 million?
Who?
Elon's brother.
Nah, that's crazy.
Elon's brother, Kimball, is like, you are an idiot. I'm out. I'm taking dad's money and going home.
Period.
So that's how you got to put this into context. Like what we are watching right now with Elon is an episode. This is like season 3 of Succession. That's literally what we're watching right now.
That's what it feels like.
This is season 3 of Succession. They got the president in, and now we're watching Rupert Murdoch, because a lot of people aren't talking about Rupert Murdoch and Elon Musk fight for who is going to be controlling this next wave of the future. Because we're not talking about how the beef between Rupert Murdoch and Donald Trump. Nobody's talking about that. The fact that he's got they're doing the Payo SEC investigation because of what was going on with Drake and them waking that shit up. Mm-hmm. We got that. The Wall Street Journal was talking trash about Trump to the point where he trashed Rupert Murdoch with him at the White House. So again, we're literally in an episode of Succession with this, and Elon is allegedly crying in the Oval Office. Crying because of his company's going down. Going on Fox News, the only place he'll go to, because that's the only place that's going to suck his dick. Going on Fox News saying, "Oh, why are they being so mean to me? Tesla just wants to be good. We're good, and we just want to stop freight wars and abuse. Why are they doing this to me?"
People in Europe have been like,
yeah, people in Europe has been pulling money out of Tesla too.
Yeah, they've stopped buying them. They've stopped, like, it's really crazy. It's crazy to see. After he did all this work and put all this money into getting Donald Trump into office, and now this is negatively affecting his business. He wanted to make, the bottom line was he wanted to make more money.
But just think about it. He spent all that money just so that Trump would do a Tesla commercial outside of the White House to help him feel better. Like, tell people to buy Teslas, Trump, please, please.
And then don't you think that Trump reversing the electric car initiative, wouldn't that directly like not benefit Tesla and Elon Musk?
Well, when Biden put it into place, he was trying to empower other people outside of Tesla. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of...
But would Tesla not indirectly benefit from that, if regardless of the fact that
not necessarily,
because
if the money's going to other companies and their agendas regarding EV, that doesn't necessarily is going to go to Tesla. It doesn't mean Tesla can't benefit from it. It just means they weren't the sole person with the idea of who this was to benefit.
Okay.
Because like a lot of times, Tesla has a lot of holes in it. Like a lot of his business models have holes in it to where there isn't really anything tangible. Like, yeah, he's a car salesman, and really at the end of the day, if you want to call him that, but he Ponzi schemes as a futurist. And so that's where he kind of steals like a lot of people's, real money and ideas from. This idea of potentially being something in the future. And if people don't believe in him, just like a meme coin, it sinks right now because everybody pulls their money out, and because there's no real utility in it, in the actual stock of it. That's what people have been saying. Like, it's been overflated for months, the stock itself. So this is what it's just kind of leveling down. It's probably going to go down another $100 soon, unless they actually get something of credibility to help them out.
Get your shit together.
And we don't want to get the shit together because right now it's discussing that he might potentially lose Twitter. If the stock goes to, I think, like 160 something, then his bank loan essentially would fall. The bank could sell, would have to then have, Twitter be sold to the bank.
Yeah. And then right now it's at $235.86.
So yeah, it has to go down about another $100. So if that happens,
and
then
it's been going down. Like, it's only been going down for the past couple weeks, and it's crazy. The chart and the way that it looks is absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bad over there.
Like, this is crazy. So,
and just to think about all the money that he got just from the election, it's just all just gone
immediately. Good for you. I'm so happy he lost. Like, all of the dark arts that he practiced.
I mean, he's getting what he deserves. And the fact that he's still crying and bitching on TV, trying to get anybody that will listen to do what they're, do what they want to do. It's just like, nah, bro, you're going to lose this one. Because at the end of the day, y'all can have all the power you want. There's still rules in place. And it's going to get put into a position, especially around with all these federal judges. I think we should give a shout out to that too. Shout out to all the federal judges that are not afraid to stand up to Trump.
Yes.
Because that is so important.
The couple of them that have spines.
And I will say this, as somebody who never once bitched and complained about the federal judges that were used to stop student loan debt, I understand and respect the process, and that's what's supposed to happen. And if we would have had, Kamala in her following 4 years, that could have been a lot of the work that she could have been done to find that ground that would have been fit to this is constitutional for it. Because generally stuff like that will take 2 terms.
While, yeah.
It'll take 2 terms as a president if that's what you're focused on. But I wasn't upset about that. I understood the game was the game when it came to that. Why is Trump on here going on socials saying, oh, we got activist judges, we need to impeach them because they're doing their job?
Because he's not a democratic president. He's literally a dictator. Like he's
a fascist.
He's trying to just get people out that don't align with his view and don't agree with his rhetoric. So and that's dangerous as hell. As an American, you should that's the most un-American thing possible is a president like Donald Trump. But y'all don't wanna hear it.
No, they don't. It's unfortunate, but we are going to be here. We're going to expose these people at any time we can. We are always going to use these opportunities to do so. We know that it may not always be the most exciting thing, but we're going to make it exciting. We're going to get into it. I do have one more thing I have to push out here before we go. So there's a man named Justin.
Every Sunday night during session, I say goodbye to my wife and kids and make the 3-hour trek to St. Paul to fight for our way of life, because day after day, it is under attack from Metro liberals.
A Minnesota state senator just arrested, accused of soliciting a minor for prostitution. 40-year-old Senator Justin Eichhorn is a Republican representing Grand Rapids. Bloomington police say that detectives posed as a 16-year-old girl and arranged to meet with him in Bloomington. Well, he was arrested after arriving in the area of the meeting spot.
So peep this out. He proposed a bill called the Trump Derangement Act or whatever. And this was supposed to be used on anyone who spoke ill of Trump. And this is what these men are doing. Disgusting. Disgusting trash. That's what they are.
Like, what are we even supposed to say about this? It's ironic. Okay.
But no, it's sick shit though. It definitely is. But let's just finish this here and we'll wrap it up. I think it's interesting how like we had a Republican who beat up his mistress allegedly, and now we have another one buying 16-year-old vagina. Some sick folks over there. All right. So remember, life is a labor of love. So let's keep building these moments together, and remember, your job is not your family, and the only thing you should be exploiting is these corporations. Tell them what they need to do, baby.
Follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're currently listening on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe. If you're listening on any of the streaming services, please download. We love you. Bye.
Peace in the Middle East. Call your mom. You calling her?
Hey.